Hmm. Yay, another Knowing You show. Woo woo! Happy to be here with my empathic tribe, my spiritual, loving, heart-centered, sensitive, intuitive folks in our community. And I am here interviewing the beautiful Rae Irelan. Hi, hi, hi. I
Hello.
love I love Rae. She is actually one of my coaches and healers in my embodiment mentor program because I love her that much. Okay. So that's saying something. Let me tell you a little bit about Rae, and then I'm going to, let her share her story with you because it's pretty cool. All right. So, Rae is an internationally acclaimed artist, speaker, mentor, and entrepreneur with the mission to bridge conscious culture and business to catalyze positive transformation in personal growth, human and business development, and healing of global trauma. She is the CEO and founder of Global Goddess Fest, and Rae coaches high-level entrepreneurs, leaders, and creatives to pioneer new ways of business and relating. Rae supports her clients through the stages of human transformation while developing conscious business and global impact. And literally, she travels around the world pre-COVID doing global impact. I mean, there have been times where I've been on Zoom with her and she's touring around India or Europe, meeting with corporations, doing festivals, helping people globally. Definitely the globetrotter. And, musically, she's been on stages with lots of big names like Jason Mraz, Emancipator, Trevor Hall, which I love his Forgiveness song, Ayla Nereo, and many more. She's also recorded multiple albums, toured, been on TV and film. She's been nominated and taken home multiple music awards, produced multiple trailer theater shows and festivals, and has published books in magazines, been published in books, magazines, articles, doctoral papers, and is now writing her first book to come out next year. So, my lovely, beautiful Rae, thank you for coming today.
It is my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me here. And, everyone that's watching, I'm sure you all love Tiffany as much as I do. And I just love the energy that she brings. And so I'm just excited to be here with you. I spent some time.
Thanks, honey. I know we only live like 2 hours away, but I wish we could get together and play right now. But I'm so happy that we can connect virtually and people can learn more about you and share in their spiritual growth and journey with you as well. So tell us about your story.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big story, so I'll give you the spark notes. In short, I grew up as an artist, a dancer, theater, went to school for dance, and then I ended up getting really injured. And I'm sure some of you can relate where you are like on your path, you're like charging ahead, and then like life just kind of gets thrown at you and it totally changes your direction. And that's what happened to me with dance. I was dancing professionally in New York, and then basically I got hit by some injuries. I fractured both my shins and tore a ligament in my spine. So I went dancing like 8 hours a day, multiple, 6 days a week for most of my life, into all of a sudden like barely being able to walk. So that was kind of the first dip that I found myself in, and went to the healing arts to, learn how to heal myself. And that's when I found music as well. And I just fell in love with the healing vibrations of music and how it connected me to some emotions that I wasn't able to get in touch with, and finally being able to express through my voice. It was I was a dancer before, and I was a dancer because I thought that I needed to move my body to express myself, not use words or anything. So that led me into this whole path of being a musician, but still was very attached to being a starving artist. And so I continued down that path for years, building up a band that basically we started out playing on the street. And living out of a car, going from city to city all across the United States, literally making pennies. Most of our dinners were given to us, just because people felt bad and probably maybe they liked a song, hopefully. And it was just this whole journey, of learning how to put yourself out there. And we built the band up. And during that time, again, it was like full direction forward and charging and being like, all right, I'm going to be a musician. I'm going to be a rock star. We're going to do this. It's awesome. And, built up a whole team, a management, like the full thing. And what I found myself in was, again, this self-sabotage pattern of, feeling so sensitive, but then being in these environments where live music, bars, drinking, and I ended up having substances really get in my way. And so I kind of found myself in this downward spiral that really led to kind of my rock bottom, which was driving home from a gig one night and just really feeling like, there's not really much reason for me to be here. I'm not really doing much. What's the point? And so after, experiencing this for many months, there's this time, and I drove home and I just decided to basically drive off the cliff. And I was done. I was done with my life here. And I think many of you have probably experienced something similar to just feeling so over it and just being like, why am I here? Like, let's just finish this off. I don't want to be a burden. And I think especially as energetic empaths, you take on more things and energy that's not necessarily ours. And so I found myself at the bottom of this cliff that I had just driven off. And thank goodness I'm like, we're just going to go in spark notes. So yeah, it was quite the wake up call, to arrive and have my car land straight up and get out of my car and be like, oh my gosh, like I'm still here. And like, I'm all intact, and like, wow, I guess there's a reason why I'm here. And in hindsight, like, I guess there's a reason why we're all here, something more to experience and to discover. And that's what led me on this deeper journey of really wanting to heal, just being like, okay, what I was experiencing in life was not optimal. I was not enjoying it. But I had tasted like loving life. So I knew that there was like a possibility. So I went out and I just started seeking coaches, mentors, healers, the East and West, and therapies and medicines and shamanism, like all of the things, to see how I could come back to a state of feeling healed in myself. And then therefore keep feeling healed in what I'm here to do on the planet, how I can serve, how I can get fulfilled by being a servant of something greater than just me. And that's totally what led me down this path of understanding and connecting with my divine feminine, and, starting a business and then growing a business and being able to impact thousands of lives all across the world and creating a global movement of connecting with our divine energy. And from there, the story kind of goes where I was doing a lot of transformational work, energy work, and healing work. And then my clients started to come to me, or friends and family started coming to me to ask me about business. Because at this point now, I had my own dance company when I was in college, my band that I had built, and now this healing business and festivals. And so it was like, all of a sudden, well, how are you doing business? Tell us about it. Because you're not doing it in the way we taught, the way we were taught to, like, be manipulative and all these things. And so I started teaching how to do business and sales and messaging and marketing. And so that is now like where my heart lands, is being able to connect like soulful strategies to light workers that are here to really make an impact on the planet and simultaneously, creating my music, creating art to continue to share the joy and the love of life that we get to experience. And when I say the love of life, I don't mean just the light. I also mean loving all of the ins and outs, the ups and the downs, and the process of healing and going into the depths of, our traumas that we store in our bodies and in our voices. And then connecting that, now more than ever, we are in a state of a global crisis. And so from that, there's going to be global trauma that's caused. And so we each
Yeah, I've seen that a lot.
Yeah. And so it's time for all of us to step into healing ourselves and simultaneously taking that leadership role and stepping out and saying, okay, like I'm going to do my thing while I'm here. That's why I love Tiffany and what you're doing. You just own the healing work that you do. You show up of service, and just we need more people on our team,
Yeah, go team. Come on, people, join us.
Exactly.
Play with us. Bring love and light with us.
Yes. And it comes from healing ourselves first, and that's why Tiffany's work is just so powerful. We need to sort through all of the stuff that we've been going through to be able to actually make that change that we all want to see.
And how do you primarily support your clients? And is it different now during COVID times than it is like normally? Like how do you serve people now?
Yeah, I would say, if anything, since COVID, it's actually been a shift on more business, because I'm seeing and just have had many people come to me saying, I need support on business. I need to understand how to get my story out there. I need to understand how to put it out there, but not in a pushy, forceful way. Like a lot of my clients, they have a spiritual background. They have been doing their healing. They're on their healing journey. And it's like this block around like, okay, well, once I do feel healed, how do I put my business out there? How do I actually make that big impact instead of just reaching a few people at this maybe shallower level than I know what is possible? So I would say that's the main shift, is really just talking even more about the possibilities and the power behind business. And I believe that in every step of business, if you have a soul aligned business, that's what I call it, something that is really connected to you, you take a step of business and then you take a step of healing and transformation, and it's like stairs. They go side by side. You can't have one without the other.
Yes. And it's like every time I upgrade in my business, I have to internally upgrade every time. And sometimes those upgrades are kind of, crunchy or heavy or, a little challenging. And yet when I surrender, then it's like, okay, I get to the other side and wow, there's like freedom and beauty.
And isn't that exactly what our healing journey is too?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's so funny, because I think as healers, we understand that. We're like, go to the depth of the trauma and like and all of that. And then in business, it's like, oh my God, I'm so uncomfortable. I can't do this next level. And it's like, no, like that's literally it.
I think shadow work is fun. I think it's fun. I don't think it's like this scary, dark thing that, some people make it out to be. And I play with it.
Yes, exactly. And I think if more people could take on your perspective, like we would have a very different world that we're living in.
And one of the things that you do is help with visual, like giving people more clarity and vision with their life, or with their business. I know a lot of the clients that you work with that are in my program, they're not necessarily entrepreneurs, but you help them with other areas of their life, like finding their voice, finding their expression, loving and healing themselves of, those core wounds, so that we can, feel more loved and seen and heard and thrive and be joyful. Is there a guided meditation or a song or something that wants to come out of you that we could share with everyone right now?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and I love that you bring that up, because there are clients that are not growing a business, and the core fundamentals of what I teach my clients that are doing their business and the ones that aren't are actually the exact same, because again, it all comes down to personal transformation. And a lot of times it's actually this identity work around the vision of, okay, what is my identity that I see for the future, this possibility, this like dream, this like, if you had a magic wand, like what could happen? If you knew that you got everything you wanted, who would you be?
Mm-hmm.
And so the work that I love doing is actually getting really clear on what that vision is, and then closing that gap. And like for some people, I think if we have a vision, it might feel really far away, and it might feel like, oh, that's going to take years to get there, with whatever your goal is, whether it is business or relationships or spiritual development or healing. We feel like it can be at this certain distance away. So the work that I do with the clients that I work with is closing that, so that way they have these steps that they can take, and doing it in a way that is playful and easy and graceful, instead of it be this like clunky thing of like, oh, who am I trying to be? What's this new thing? And all of that. So I think I would love to share a visualization exercise where we can get clarity with whoever's here and watching now live or the recording, to get clarity on what is that future thing, because you can't even start to do the work until you know that piece.
Love it.
And then that way, if they want to go deeper, they can sign up and join us and do the really fun play.
Okay. Take it away, girlfriend.
All right. So let's go ahead, and wherever you're at, just bring your feet to the floor, close your eyes, and just relax into your seat. And just begin to take some deep breaths here. Notice where your breath is being held. You might feel it still in your head or your shoulders or your chest. That's usually where we breathe from. And so let's go ahead and drop that breath all the way down into the lower belly. As we do that, you're activating the diaphragm. When you breathe down here in this lower part of your belly, you're actually able to bring a lot more oxygen to your system. So it relaxes the brain, relaxes the body, so that way we can get a clear vision. So feeling the weight drop into your seat with every exhale, getting heavier. And just begin to take yourself to a peaceful place. Maybe somewhere you've been before, or it may be a totally new vision. And just arrive here and look around. Notice who is around you, what is around you, what are the colors you see, what are the sounds that you hear, what are the smells. You need to take a deep breath in through your nose. And just allow all of your senses to completely enjoy and soak up this experience of this beautiful, peaceful place. Allow your system, your body to relax. And just begin to imagine the future you joining you here. The future you in 1 year from now? Just be present with how they show up. What is their energy like? How do they hold themselves? What are they wearing? And take a moment here to just ask them, what are they excited about right now? Feel their energy and hear their response. Notice how their body is being held. I also want you to notice, are you seeing this vision in color or black and white? Just drop into this experience with your future self. And let's ask that future self one more question. If they had something to share, one message with you right now, what would they want you to know? And just receive their message. Continue to experience their energy. Tap into the gratitude of the gift that they're giving you and just sharing you this glimpse. I'm taking a deep breath here. Coming back into your body, into your state of where you're at right now. Holding in your heart or in your pocket these little messages from the future. And then opening your eyes whenever you feel complete.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I always like going there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I love the messages that I get, and this one was personal and private, but it just felt so good to receive it. And I bet if I were to re-listen to this, I'd probably get something totally different. This is one kind of meditation that you could do multiple times and have a new gem every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's almost like collecting these like breadcrumbs, of the direction that you can be going in, the possibilities. And I find a lot of times it gives us the exact thing that we needed. Like nothing is outside of ourselves. Everything is inside of us already. A lot of times it's just this junk, of daily tasks and this and that, and, all the things that aren't working that clog us up and like take us out of the experience of actually being in our full creatrix or creator self, and really like stepping in and being like, okay, I'm taking action based off of, the future, not based off of my past or the current circumstances I find myself in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love it. And so if people want to work with you, I want to give them a chance to do so. I know you're giving a free consultation or free session of some sort. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, so I wanted to gift this to everyone that's in Tiffany's tribe, because I just know that you're all super awesome and just so connected. And so the session that I want to give you all is a soulful strategy session. Again, my mind loves to get into the mode of strategy. Like, do how can we achieve the goals that you're wanting? Again, it could be in business or relationships or just your personal development, spiritual development, health, well-being. But when you have strategies, they can connect you to your goal in a more easy, graceful, and efficient way. So that's the call that I would love to take you all on, is being able to get clarity. We'll dive deeper into the clarity piece that we kind of just went into, get clarity on what it is that you're wanting. And then we'll look at, okay, well, where are you at now? What are the possibilities that you have? What does that path look like? And we'll actually create a personalized strategy, a soulful strategy for you all to take. So that way you leave having steps, like you know exactly what to do leaving the call. So that way you can get closer to bringing that dream into a reality. That literally is what the world is needing right now. It's for all of the people that, you know, are connected to this ability to tap into vision, to tap into dream, because we're in a very testing place in the world where we could go in either direction. So it's really time for those that are connected to heart, connected to spirit, to step into figuring out how to create that dream and really bring it to reality, starting with yourself right here. So I cannot wait to meet some of you on these calls. They're going to be amazing.
And in addition to that one-on-one with her, for those of you who are in my embodiment mentor program for conscious creation, love, and empowerment, Rae is one of our coaches and healers. She is giving one-on-ones as part of the crown level. So if you want the group, you know, healings and insights and teachings, plus an in-person workshop and one-on-one sessions with me, with Rae, and with Bill, who I've also interviewed in these Knowing You shows, then sign up for the crown level. You know, look into that. You can schedule a call with me. You could talk to Rae about it, because this would be her second time of being a coach and a healer in my program. So those are some awesome ways to get a hold of Rae. Rae, do you mind putting your link in the chat for us? So we've got it there too, so that they can schedule a session with you. And how long is this?
The session is 30, sometimes we go over 45 minutes.
Okay, great.
Go over to 45 minutes,
Okay.
depending on how deep we go. But yeah, so I think I just sent it to, I'm not sure if they were able to see
Will you
it.
put it in the private chat? Can you put it in the comments?
Yeah, for some reason it won't let me post in the comments.
Okay. Let me see what I can do here.
Okay.
Alrighty. We have to give StreamYard permission. Free session with Rae. Okay. So, okay. So now, there you go. That's the calendar link to get a hold of her.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Rae. I really did love that guided meditation. So for, you know, anyone else in our empathic community, connect with me, connect with Rae. And also, if you have something interesting, amazing, healing, fun that you want to share, whether it's something personally happening in your life or business-wise, and you want to be interviewed, then reach out to me and I'd be happy to get you onto the show. Right now, I'm booked, I think, through September. So it might not be till the end of September or October, but I'd love to, help find a way to keep building community and keep, creating a heart space for all of us empaths to learn and grow and love and be connected in the world. So thanks again, Rae. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Have a beautiful rest of your day, everyone. Namaste.